Hello and welcome back to the Pin Man. I'm Mike West, and today I have a special treat because this is something that every pin owner needs to be ready for, especially if you are just getting into fountain pens or really any kind of pen collection. But of course, we love fountain pens, right? Storage. Because as anybody will tell you who has bought a fountain pen, most of us did not stay with just one fountain pen. No, most of us accumulated many more than just one. Some are able to afford the bigger, pricier fountain pens. Others stick with kind of the mid-range, and some others are just getting into it or just like more simple pens, and they stay on the lower range, the beginner type pens. And I'll be doing some more reviews on those as well. And they can be some really nice pens. Okay, but where are you going to put the pens? Now, what I have for you today is just a sampling. There is a plethora of storage options out there. Excuse me. And they can be relatively inexpensive or they can cost a lot. I have, what do we got here? 4 or 5 examples of pen storage options. The first one is this single carry. Now they will make these. This is leather. This is from Aston leather. It's high quality. I love this thing for my daily carry, and it'll fit some of the bigger pens. This is just one I'm going to be reviewing after a while. It's just a simple, nice quality leather, very well stitched with the Aston logo on the bottom, and it is over time, you know, they're real flat when you get them, but then as you use them, they stretch out a little bit, so as you get those larger pens and so forth, they'll be able to fit in these better. But this is great for just sticking in your pocket. Me personally, I'm not one that really cares if a pen has a clip or not. In fact, I prefer no clips because they're easier to store in some cases, but because I just don't wear my pens in my shirt pockets. I rarely, I should say, wear them in my shirt pockets. But this, I can put it in my pocket. So if I have keys, or primarily keys in my pocket, and I don't want my pen to get messed up, right? We don't. Put it in a leather sleeve. And again, sometimes they'll come doubles, or you can get them with the flaps over the side. So there's all kinds of these single carries. Another one is this multiple. I'm not sure how much this cost. I'm just going to throw out a price here, $25, $30. It's because it's good leather. Now this one here is I don't know, imitation leather. I actually got it at a pen show. And the reason why I like these is because I usually will ink up at least 5 pens at a time. And because every day I like to use another color. So this works out great. There's 6 slots in this one, so I can have the 5 and an extra of any other kind of pen. True confession here, I actually put a ballpoint one that I made in here because, you know, we love our fountain pens, but sometimes in this world, yeah, we got to have a ballpoint once in a while. So this is, again, it's kind of an imitation leather. But it's been holding up. I've had this for, I don't know, 2-3 years now, and there's no sign of wear, and I've carried it around in my laptop bag and so forth. So it has worn. Now, I paid, I think, $5 for this at the pen show. So a nice investment. You can also get these kind of softer covers for your pins. This one zips up. You open it up and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 slots in here for pins. And voila, you open up this other flap here and another 13. So you have room for 26 pins in this case here. And what's nice is it has this flap, kind of an imitation leather flap to keep the pins from rubbing up, scratching one another and so forth. And then there's you can get these in hard cases, similar type of setup in a hard case. And these hold 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 pins. So that's 32 in the case. And these are nice because, you know, the slots are plenty big. They have these elastic bands on here that will hold your pin in place. Now, sometimes the pins will kind of slide up and down, but they have this buffer right here that keeps them from going too far. So it'll hold your typical pin. Now, if you start getting into pins like the Mont Blanc 149 or, you know, those Sailor King of Pins type sizes, it might get a little tight in there. But for the most part, for most of us, something like this would work really nice. Now, this is something I really appreciate because, again, as you collect pins over time, you are going to need space and ink as well. Where are you going to put it all? This is an example of some of the options that are out there, and this isn't even sold as a pin case. It's sold as a tool chest, a wooden tool chest from Harbor Freight Tools. And I think they retail for a little over $70, but for those of you who are familiar with Harbor Freight, you know that they always have a 20% coupon, or you can go online and look up the 20% coupon. So then that takes it down into the 60s for this chest. What's cool here is you open up there. Now this will lock. There is a key that comes with this top lock here, but I don't lock that. Okay, you open it up and there's deep room in there. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. And then down here, this locks as well. You open that out, you slide this down in there for storage. And then you have two full-size drawers and 6 half drawers. And again, now we're going to take a look inside. All right. Now, here's how I set mine up. And the beauty of it is you can set it up any way you want. I have this tray here for my samples. I have spare nibs. I'll explain those in my next video. But you have all these places with, here's one that I have in there. I don't have, that's the only sample I actually have in here, but you can do that. You know, you get, then over here, I have my Diamine 30 milliliters bottles, and then I have a DC blue case. This is a Pilot blue, then a Monteverde ink, and I have 2 Diamine large inks, and I even have a Noodler's 3-ounce bottle in here. Now, for Noodler's, this is you're starting to get a little. I'll put a little note here on how deep this thing actually is, because you not only have this space, which is just a little taller than this Monteverde freebie that I got from Goulet Pens, but you also have a little more space on top of there, which comes in handy for these noodlers because they stick up about that much more. Everything else is pretty much flush, so there's a lot of room, and I had to put these noodlers toward the front. I don't know if you can see the little rings there, because at the back it just barely, it was too tight. I didn't want to mess up my hinges, but they fit up here. So if you have some noodlers, you can put those in there. But like I said, most of these bottles fit fine. Little Kaweco, sorry, pen. And then I have my loop, and you can put some other things in there. I got my lighter for my wax seals. Okay, now let's take a look at the drawers. On the bottom, you have two drawers. You have this one right here, and I'm going to give you some breakdowns of room. So you have all these pins that can fit in there. So you have these two drawers, and then you have these smaller drawers will fit some pens. Now these bottom drawers, right now I have 24 pins in there, but they will fit another pin on the side there, and you can put a couple more across the top if necessary. And then you have these smaller drawers here, and they have let's see, 11 slots. You can get that in, and then one spare across the top. And so there's 6 drawers like that. Another one there. And now what I did with these other 2 drawers is I made one, and this comes with these little spacers here. I made one for supplies. So I have my seals, materials here, a couple of my, you have places for your wax, and as well as your seals themselves. I mean, this is one of those typical ones that you buy, online or from Goulet or whatever. It's not that, I mean, it's your basic size here, but it fits in there fine. And then I have a couple other small ones there. So yeah, that, and then over here I have my little filling cup, syringes, converters. I have a spare ink cartridge. You can put that in there. And then some other cleaning supplies and filling supplies. And so there's that much room. So you have all of that in there. Now I have this one, my other kit for smoothing my pens. I just keep in the cardboard sleeve that it came in because I mean, it's really, I didn't want to put it in there. It fits up on top just fine. Okay, now how many can I get in there? So these 2 drawers, I have 24 each, and then the 6 drawers will take 11 each, so that's 66. So there's 90 pins right there. The extra space, because I didn't include the extra space, the 3 there, so you have 6 there, and then 1 each on these drawers, so that's another 6, so that's 12. With all those, you can put 102 pins in this case. What about these slots? I'll put a link in the description about where you can get these pin trays. There's a place called gopens.com that I got it. I'll put a link. They're not cheap, but they're $8 each. Now, I believe I bought, since I didn't use this top drawer, I think I bought 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 trays, because the trays are 24 slots each. So I think about 4 trays, but you can, if you're going to fill this whole thing, you're going to want 5 trays. So that's $40 in your pins, for your pin trays. Total, you know, 100 and something dollars, 110 maybe dollars. I'm just throwing that price out there. $110, and you get this terrific storage space that will really last you for a while. It's portable. I just really like this system here. I'm glad I found it. And again, it's from Harbor Freight Tools. Well, there you have it. That's how the Pin Man stores his pins. I hope that this has been helpful for you in letting you know, hey, what am I going to do with all these pins, and the various options there are out there. So you can find pin stores from any of the, or I should say most of the online retailers. They, like Goulet Pins, Jet Pins, I believe has some. Other companies have some. Also, there's a place called Penn State Industries, Penn State Industries, and they cater toward pin makers and sellers and so forth, guys that make, you know, turn their own pins and so forth. And my next video is going to be showing you some of my pins. But in that, they have all kinds of different storage accessories that you can get. In fact, I believe the 2 cases that I got through Penn State Industries. All right. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Pin Man. I hope this is helpful. Don't forget to, and you guys have a great day.